Donald Trump glitched badly yesterday at a so-called investor conference in Miami, where he forgot the names of people in his cabinet and generally dissembled as he seemed feeble and addled, certainly low energy. Let's start with the first clip where Trump again raises this brilliant idea. Remember DARE, drug abuse resistance education, when a police officer came in? I remember it was Officer Rust when I was in elementary school. Very nice guy. Okay, but that doesn't mean the program worked. And said, smoking pot is like little green aliens that come down and inject your brain. And it didn't really work. Trump says, we're just going to tell kids drugs are bad, okay? Trump insisting this is the plan.
Because we're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars advertising how bad drugs are so that kids don't use them, that they chew up your brain, they destroy your teeth, your skin, your everything. And because we're going to...
It's brilliant, guys. Pour, as Donald Trump is saying, hundreds of millions of dollars into just saying to kids, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Genius. As we know, we have lots of evidence that that works very, very well. Trump bragging that he put Elon Musk in charge of DOGE. And in this instance, Trump says Elon is in charge. Now, remember, the controversy here is that if Elon is in charge, then he should probably be subject to some oversight. At the same time, they don't want to acknowledge that because they don't want him to be subject to oversight. So it goes back and forth. Is Elon in charge? Is he not in charge? In this instance, Trump says, yes, he's in charge.
I signed an order creating the Department of Government Efficiency and put a man named Elon Musk in charge. Thank you, Elon, for doing it.
Got it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Elon is in charge, and therefore he should be subjected to some regulatory oversight. I understand. Glad he cleared that up. Trump then rattles off completely unproven allegations about millions of people older than 150 receiving fraudulent Social Security payments. They've not presented a shred of evidence that this is going on.
3.5 million people from the age 140 to 149 years old. 1.3 million people are on Social Security from the age 150 to 159. And over 130,000 people are on Social Security over the age of 160 years old, okay?
Right.
Including 1,039 people, think of it, over 1,000 people between the ages of 220 to 229.
When will they show us the proof of this? The answer is never. Now, let me prepare you for something, okay? There is a huge difference between the Social Security Administration having people who, if alive, would be 160 years old on some list, and those people receiving payments. Those are two different things. And so if the question is, when will we get proof that people that a million people age 160 are getting payments? The answer is never, because it's not happening. If the question is there some Social Security record of people whose birth dates are in the 1800s that they could come up with? Yeah, I don't doubt that there is some list somewhere where they could go, look, here's 1,000 people who would be 220 years old. Okay, but do you have proof they're getting Social Security money right now? I believe we will never get that because there's no evidence that it's going on. Trump even goes further and says there's a 360-year-old person who is, I guess, getting payments.
And one person between the age of 240 years old to 249, and the record topper, there is one person on Social Security who's 360 years old, which is approximately 110 years older than our country.
That's going to be really difficult to believe since Social Security did not exist during that person's lifetime. Now, I don't know if that's a technical glitch, if he's making it up completely. I don't know what it is, but if I were a betting man, I would love a little proof. I don't think there's a 360-year-old currently getting Social Security payments. Trump does also forget Kristi Noem's last name. And, he's sort of okay at covering it up, but you can tell he doesn't remember her last name.
Came from all over, and they were allowed to come into our country. and we're getting them out in record levels, just like they came in record levels. I want to thank Tom Homan and Kristi, who was she's doing a fantastic job, governor of South Dakota.
Yep.
And Tom.
Classic Trump, when he forgets someone's name, he will substitute some other trait or characteristic about the person that he remembers, but he does not remember Kristi Noem's name. And then finally, he calls Volodymyr Zelensky a dictator. Not a term he would apply to Putin. Much more appropriately applied to Putin. Nope, Zelensky's the dictator.
Like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, Yasser, to say that he's pretty easy. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move.
A dictator without elections. We are on the side that is the wrong side of a whole hell of a lot of stuff. I hate to break it to you, and we are learning that Americans are leaving the country in record numbers. The "I'll move to Canada" stuff, it's usually pie in the sky nonsense, but we're actually seeing the numbers, and people are terrified by this insanity. People are leaving, and we will talk about it tomorrow or next week. Don't miss today's bonus show. We will talk about King Trump declaring New York City congestion pricing dead. We'll talk about Brazil's former president facing charges over an alleged coup plot. And we will talk about the death penalty situation involving Luigi Mangione. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpacman.com and get instant access. And help us get to 3 million YouTube subscribers. Yesterday, we were about 155,000 away. Let me see where we are right now. So 3 million, this is going to be some very rough math. 3 million minus 2,851,509. We have gone from being 155,000 away to 148,000 away. That's some progress. So help us breach that 3 million number. We've got some great stuff planned for when it happens. I'll see you on the bonus show. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Why not? If you watch or listen to my show, you're probably more knowledgeable about news and politics than most people, and you can turn that into cash through our loyal sponsor, Manifold. It's the app and website that lets you win cash simply for predicting what happens next in political news. It is completely free to play. Think of the predictions you've made that have come true. If your political predictions on Manifold are correct, you win what they call sweep cash, and each sweep cash is redeemable for $1. Your correct political predictions turn into real cash. Very simple. Manifold gives you free sweep cash every single day. You use it to make predictions to win more sweep cash. You never have to spend a dime to win real money. Go to manifold.market/Pacman and you'll get free extra sweep cash just for signing up to get you started. Again, no purchase necessary to get sweep cash or to win cash prizes, but you can go bigger if you want. Use my link to get 40 sweep cash plus 5,000 mana for just $20. The link is in the description.